Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, we're going to make a bit of a bigger card today. It's my granddaughter's birthday tomorrow. So if you saw the last video that I actually put on today, I showed you a haul I got off eBay that was amazing as far as I was concerned. But it was these, if I'm honest, when I saw them on there, I thought, oh, they're rather lovely. They're little dies, but all to look like balloons, okay? So, and then obviously they come with the little stems as well, so they can make it all look different. So I'm going to make a card, quite a simple card, although saying this, I'm going to do this, excuse me, like I do my videos. I do it a bit like Blue Peter, so here's one I've done earlier, because if not, we'd be here for a long time watching me do it from start to finish. But it's one of those things that, you know, you could maybe sit and do in front of the telly, doing some of these little things. But anyway, there was no ado, let's get on with it. Okay, so got a piece of A4 card. This card is actually, it's quite thick. It's that come from Hobbycraft, I believe, in packs of 100. And it's the 300, but a really nice strong card. So what I'm going to do, to basically make it an A4 card, you actually want 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters, which would be, you know, is obviously the whole thing is 30. Okay, if I just sort of show you here, the whole thing is basically from there to there. Oh, just under actually. Oh, maybe that's why when I did it earlier, that because I often buy pre-made cards, to be fair. So basically just a fractionally under the 15. So this here has the cutter I've got has got the embosser, not the embosser, the cutter, but also the one that'll just put a nice mark in it, okay, which is exactly what I've done. So you probably can't see it that well. Then with a tool, where the crease is, I will just go, I can't see it very backwards and forwards, just a couple of times, okay, because that will sort of break down the fibres and potentially turn it over and do it the other way. Because at one time I would generally, I'll make sure it's exactly where it needs to be, this is where, because the light reflects on this quite heavily, so do it from I would often just put them in a piece of card like this in half, but actually it sort of breaks the fibres down better, okay, by putting a score line in it. So then there we have. And if I was to now show you a bit, by just putting it together in half, you wouldn't get this nice crisp edge that you get. Okay, so anyway, so that's an A4 card done in half. Okay, so rather than spend ages cutting things out, I've then cut a piece of card, anything you like. I was thinking about doing a scene on it, and then I thought, you know, using up some of my pieces of paper. So, and I think often, you know, you can put it with glue. If I was now gluing, which would be easy to do, put glue on the back and then put something really heavy on it. Although it's all quite thick to stop it bowing in any way. But double-sided tape is, well, in actual fact, I've got one of those gun things. Let's do that, which for purposes now is going to be a bit quicker. Always remember to make sure you got your card open in the right way. So I tend to like a card with a little bit of a border. So I tend to eyeball it as opposed to measuring it exactly. Hold on. I'm trying to think. I've done another one. There we go. These little tools, you could make your own. I think these are almost like them ice hockey things. Can sort of make sure it goes nice. I often use it on a stamping block, but that keeps it in the right place. So there we go. Now what I've cut out earlier is a Winnie the Pooh. This is just another little tip. This is how I keep a lot of my dies, like that's like teddies and Pooh and a kite and things. And I keep them, I'll show you another time rather than now, move it all now. Quite space saving in actually an old Clementine's box. Do you know what? 2 seconds, I'll show you, then you'll know exactly what I mean. But for me, it keeps them really quite, it's not surprising how heavy your dies are. And so I've got them like Easter bunnies. Oh, yeah, very easy to find, and it works really well. So small balloons and things there. But it's incredible how heavy these dies become, actually. I'll just put it on the floor for now because everything's just now moved. I'll just put it. So we've got the card ready like this. I was, like I say, I was originally thinking of just doing a background, you know, to make out Poohs in the outside. But what with these gorgeous little dies, I just, like I say, I fell in love with them when I saw it on the eBay. Someone was selling. Like I say, if you look at my previous video, it literally show you all the other bits I got with it, but these are the things that I thought, oh, I like them. So just for easiness, I have done a load already. But if I quickly show you how I cut out Winnie the Pooh, which literally did one in yellow, one in red, and then cut round literally where, this is where he is, Winnie the Pooh. Okay, just put him through my machine, and where his red jumper is, which is sort of classic for him, isn't it? I've just done that because, as you can see, on in this, he's actually holding the kite, but he's going to be holding his string of his balloons here. So he's ready there. So let's put them to one side. So he's going to go there. Now, back to where we're going with this. This is just a little Sizzix. Other brands are around. I do quite like Sizzix, I won't deny, but do like them too. They come with some plates. I always use another piece of just your cereal boxes, a bit like a shim. So what you then do, if we now just want to do, let me just see what we've got here. So I've got a load to my side here now. Right, so if I was now doing the D, what I would do, I would put a load down like that. Okay, or just for easiness, for showing your purposes. Probably got, that's where they were stuck when they came on the thing. So I'd fill that up, which has actually got to be that way around. Then I'd put my piece of card on there, and then this one goes, they have to be a certain way around, it has a side kick there, because then it goes through the machine. And then literally, whoops, pop it through. I've got a Big Shot Plus. I actually have got a Big Shot Pro, which I did buy by accident, sort of, because I ended up buying a die, not realising it was a big die. But look how easily these come through. Okay, so where I'm showing you how we're doing this card today. So we got the D goes there. When I finish doing X, Y, Z, Z goes there. I like to like to count them back in. So I don't always come back from my nurse training, because I worked in forensic for a lot of years, well, 30 odd years in the hospital as a whole. But, you always have to count things back in. But because these can stick to any other magnetic things about, you can so easily ease them. So just as a tip, always, check you've got them all. And I tend to, this is on one of them magnetic strips. And I put them in, just for easiness, in alphabetical order. And obviously there's these little string things that do well too. So keep that to one side. So now, just for easiness, what we're doing and what I've already done, so like I said, I'm not going to keep you here all night. I like to have them so they stand a little bit proud on the card. So this is the D's, literally with a little bit of glue. Yeah. Wiggle it to it fit properly. Yeah. And if I was now doing that same, just for quickness here, just say I was going to be doing this, I'll do as many as I could at the time. Put that on there to fit in, that over the top, that through the machine. Oops, I don't think it's moved. So you get the gist. That's how I would sit and do all my letters. And pokey tool, if you haven't got a pokey tool, you know what I'll always say, just use a safety pin or something. So I put that back so I don't lose it. Now these are here stuck together, so basically whatever colour, I'm using up my scrappy, so I do sometimes stop mid-sentence, but it's because I've got so much in my head I want to tell you. I sort of tend to use all my scrappy bits of card for something like this, but remember, there's no reason why you can't, for the under, as long as you maybe use all the same thickness, for any of your under letters, you can use, you know, cereal boxes. Nobody needs to know what's underneath there, but I tend to sort of use it, you know, the whites or whatever, but with sort of the scrappy stuff that's around. So again, a little bit of glue, wiggle it on there. And what I would do, because I really believe in letting things dry. I think that's one of my tips, really, because if you sort of try and sort of splattergut and do it all in one go, sometimes it isn't dry enough. But then I'd have a weighted or a book, and I'd put them all to one side so they would then dry. Okay, so here's loads here. Here's some I cut out, which I think are quite nice. So you could, if you wanted to, just stick them, you know, just the normal layer. Doesn't matter, but I quite like when they're actually built up a little bit. As you can probably see, that is 2 layers of white, and then whatever colour card, you know, paper you're going to use on the top. So back over to what we're doing. This is already here. This is going to go here, but I'm not going to position that until later. And here I've done earlier, this was another card because I weren't sure whether to do the red on red, or the green, but I quite like it on the green. So what I've now done, probably not, I've just moved this out of the way. I've then, look at this, some of my mum's, she doesn't sew anymore, but she was sorting out when she moved, and she's got loads of these, because I've actually got a few of the old Singer machines, you know, the old hand and treadmills. But look at this really thick, well, Milano thread sort of thing. So it's ever so old, isn't it? 2 ounces, made in Great Britain though. Anyway, so what I've done to save time, I have all these, hang on, happy, I put them on longer there because I don't know how much I need. So I want H, A, oh, it's going to take ages to sort them out now, P, H, A, P, P, Y. Yep, I'm not sure how I'm going to, so at the minute I'll just move them out of the way. I'm going to be putting Ivy on here because this is my granddaughter's name and it's her birthday tomorrow, IVY. Bless her, she's going off to the zoo. So that's going to be going sort of down there, and then with a bit of luck I should have, but what I've done here, this is that double-sided tape. I don't know how big it is. What is it? A couple of mils, 3 mils? I don't know. It's tiny. I think this came out of Hobbycraft, but it's probably about 3 mils, maybe. It's double-sided, a bit fiddly, but I've literally gone along and taped some of this thread to it. So then I shall position, because my plan is, she says, to have those pulled together, the next word pulled together, and so it looks like Winnie the Pooh's holding them all. Okay, so let's have a look. Birthday, B-I-R, it's got to be here. They wouldn't have dropped off. Here's another one. B-I-R, T, H, D, A, Y. Yeah, so to start with, let's have this at the top. Fingers crossed this isn't going to get muddly. I might have to use one of these little pokey tools. It's going to potentially take me longer than I think. Right, let's just put the H there, so H. Should hold it in place nicely, and that's probably got enough on it. A, put a P. I did think about doing, you know, odd and even colours, but then I just thought, no, I was sitting there doing them as I was doing them, so I thought it doesn't really matter, but you could have all one colour. Obviously, I'm putting this on here. If you've got some other dyes or something that will sort of work, you use whatever, yeah? Probably can do this actually with my own nail. Maybe not. The only thing is any of this stuff seems to be quite static, so it ends up sticking everywhere. Right, so what I've done, as you probably can see, I've literally popped the piece of thread down there, and just I didn't want to put them all exactly the same because balloons are all over the place, aren't they? So sometimes, isn't it, trying to make your card as authentic as possible. Right, nearly. Can you imagine if I was doing this from start to finish so you'd see it? Would be here till midnight, wouldn't we? But you should get the gist of it. I mean, I could stop now, but it's sometimes nice to be able to see how it finished. Okay, so already, just for easiness, hold on. Oh, it's more fiddly than you think, I tell you. Because we want this to potentially be in his hand. So, okay, so let's see if I could just put that over there so it's out the way. So I say these. Then we've got birthday to go on. And somehow, although I want, if hopefully this is going to. I don't know what you do about it because they are so static. So let's put B. You could be thinking, oh my goodness, it's far too fiddly, but it's well worth it, isn't it? B I I. What if I spell it wrong? B-I-R-T-H. Actually, this works with your nails quite easily. It's just the static of it. So you could just literally just stick them on, and if you didn't want to, you know, stick all the thread on that I've now done, you could just draw. Birthday. Nearly there. I'm hoping, this is my plan. I didn't actually, sometimes I sort of do one completely finished, one I've done earlier, but I haven't in this case. I think this is quite strong tape, so I don't think they'll fall off. So if we've got these here, I'm hoping. Oh, it's more awkward than you think, actually, trying to put this together. I don't know if I'm actually going to be able to succeed in what I plan to do. That's what happens when we do our designs, isn't it? I wonder if I need to potentially do something round that to stick it together. Yeah. What can I put on there? Just a bit something with a bit of weight, maybe. I'll hold it where I want it, more or less. Might have been easier to draw them on. I did, in theory, want them to be sort of tucked. I have to put a bit more glue there because that's brought them together, hasn't it? And that's brought that together, which is fine. And then right, whether I can now just put some, whoop, oh, they're slippery little critters. I have to put ivy on there in a little while. So didn't think this would be quite so awkward to do. Poor old Pooh, he'll take off with all these, won't he? So what I will do, I will stick him down. So a little bit of glue and hope for the best. Hold on, where's my main glue? Ah, what about if I put excuse me a minute. Oh, a bit of this on the back. The only thing is, if I don't get it quite right, I'll have to start again probably. Obviously, if you probably gathered, I'm going to put my granddaughter's name on there as well, is the plan. He's like an octopus's hands here. I want him quite low down, but I don't know if I've left enough to bring these all in together. Yeah, maybe I'll tuck him. These will all need cutting off. Ooh, nice. His legs are going to have to be restuck on there, I think. All these need cutting off. Doesn't matter if there's a few bits there. It's quite tough. Let's try and put his leg back on. Doesn't matter. There. Basically, so I'm not keeping you here on for ages. Hope you like. Like I say, it was a little bit fiddly, wasn't it? But I think it's really quite lovely. But I will in a minute. I mislaid one of my letters. Oh no, I haven't. And see if I can still put that on there. And probably she's 5 tomorrow. Maybe a number 5 as well. Maybe I should put that on there. Okay, so actually, you've got the gist anyway. So hope you enjoyed. You might not have a Winnie the Pooh, you might not have balloon dies, but you might just have letters, or you might have some balloons that you can then put some letters in. World's your oyster. This is, for me, is just giving you ideas, okay? So all the very best and thank you. Cheers. And if you like what you see, etc., push that subscribe button. Thank you very much.